Jimmy Butler, he's a very interesting player to me.
He's like, oh, shoot, I don't know where to go with the ball because I haven't been able to think.
It was a great series. Game 4 was one of the best games I've ever watched in my entire life. Now LeBron's a 4-time champion, and Anthony Davis gets his first.
It's unacceptable. So happy when the Astros lost because it would definitely be a 2020 thing.
Yeah, I was impressed by their game. Braden Point, Andre Palat, Nikita Kucherov, that was the best line in the playoffs, no doubt.
Stay undefeated when they face the mighty Cowboys with Garrett Gilbert.
Hey everyone, I'm Jared Sandler, and you're listening to Outsiders Opinions.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to our NFL Opinions of the Week. I am Kevin, and I am joined by the man who's both our teams won't get the number one overall pick, but it looks to be a close race for the number one overall pick. We're already halfway through the season, and I think the number one overall pick, last year it was Caleb, so of course you want to get the number one overall pick, but I think you can go a lot of different ways in the number one overall pick.
Are you saying like whether or not you want to get it?
Well, no, I'm talking about who is pick number one. I think I know a lot of people are saying Travis Hunter. I'm wondering if Shedeur gets drafted.
Shedeur will be drafted pretty high.
Yeah, I think he'll be drafted pretty high, but usually it's for a quarterback or it's usually a defensive end. It really hasn't been a wide receiver in a long time.
Yeah, you're right.
So I'm also thinking of just potential prospects because I thought I don't think Genty is a guy. I'm very curious to see what happens. You also have an edge from Georgia, and the team that I think is in competition for it right now also drafted an end from Georgia with the number one overall pick. So I think it's really interesting. And I know I've been team tank on the Cowboys, but I just think getting them number one overall pick gives you a chance. It gives you the best chance to improve your team. But usually it's happened for the Jaguars a few times in a row, and at least 3 in the past 5 years.
Do you think it's going to happen again?
I don't think so. Even though Trevor Lawrence being injured and most likely being done for the season really makes them a good chance. I feel like they get one more win. And then, so I would say, well, what are the teams you think are in contention for it?
Well, it's the obvious, like you said, the Jaguars. There's the Patriots. There's technically speaking, the Jets, but I'm not going to count them because I think they're going to win a couple games. There's the Raiders, Browns, Titans, Giants, and Panthers. But can the Panthers get the one? I don't know if they had the one. I think they do this year. I think they have their one this year. Maybe not.
Yeah, they have their one this year. I think it was just last year.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll look at that trade. So I was in the DJ Moore trade. Okay, it was 2 first-round picks.
Was it this year or no?
No, it was that first-round pick of that year in 2023, so the 9th overall pick. And they got a second-round pick in 2025 this year, and then, of course, last year's first-round pick.
Okay.
So
there's a lot of teams that are at 3 or 2 wins.
Yeah, you mentioned the Jets. I don't think they get it either. Titans, you also have the Browns, who are 1 game out of it. They're at 3-9, but I don't think it's them. I don't think it's Tennessee. To me, the teams where I think it can really happen are, you mentioned them as well, Jacksonville, Vegas, Giants, and New England. And to me, I'm going to go with the Giants. They just seem like a hot mess right now.
Yeah, I think it definitely also helps them if they were to get the one. It's just, will you draft a quarterback one or not? I think the Giants are the team. The Giants would draft a quarterback. Raiders would draft a quarterback. Patriots no, and I don't think the Jaguars obviously do. So it's going to be. I don't know if the Jaguars really want the one because I think, like you said, a quarterback usually goes one. So yeah, I think the Giants is a good pick.
Yeah, it would definitely benefit the Giants because you could go either way. They would probably go quarterback. Did we say Brian DeBall gets fired? Did we both?
We both said that. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I couldn't remember. I know I said it, but I couldn't remember if you did because that just fits. For a new coach, they get a startup and they need a quarterback. They cut Daniel Jones. I don't think Drew Lock returns there. You do have DeVito, but I think with the number 1 overall pick, they're going to go rookie. But it is an interesting draft class in quarterback. I feel like Shador goes high. I'm interested in what happens with Ewers. And I'm trying to think. It's Ewers, Shador. I guess Georgia is at Beck. I'm trying to think of the top quarterback prospects.
It's kind of a weak. There's also Jackson Dart with Ole Miss.
Oh yeah, that's right. And then is LSU's quarterback?
I don't really think so. I mean, maybe you drafted, but I don't really consider him position for even a first round pick, probably.
Yeah, it's Newsmeyer. But yeah, so I think it would benefit the Jaguars, not just because they could get Travis Hunter, which they have definitely worked. They have invested in wide receiver. They signed Calvin Ridley, but they let him go. Signed Gabe Davis, signed Christian Kirk. And this is just all in the past few years, and drafted what's the LSU wide receiver? It was an LSU wide receiver.
Brian Thomas.
So I could see them going Travis Hunter, and then maybe they go corner with him too. But to me, it's also kind of what we saw with the Bears. And when they got the number 1 overall pick, they decided to keep. And they already the Jaguars have extended Trevor Lawrence, so quarterback doesn't make sense at all. Not like what the Bears did, but you saw what that did for the Bears. They got a wide receiver and a number 1 overall pick that led to their quarterback, depending on the team they traded with. So to me, that's another asset for a team that is already set at quarterback, like the Jaguars, because I feel like they have a lot of young players. For the Patriots, to me, they're a team that they would take Travis Hunter. I don't see them trading down.
I can see it either way. It really depends on what they want to try to build. They've already. It's really, do teams, and this may be a future video, do teams let Travis Hunter play both ways? This is the NFL. And if he plays both ways, what percentage of snaps does he play? Because I don't think anyone can play 100, right? So now we've seen guys play both sides before. Deion did it with the Cowboys before. He had almost 500 receiving yards in a season once. But it still was not that high amount of offensive snaps being played. And if you're not playing Hunter both ways, is he worth it with one or the other? Or it's a team that drafts him just going to say, hey, you're going to be this. You're going to be a corner. You're going to be a wide receiver. Whatever you need. I think he's a better corner, but I think I can definitely see people saying, we just want you to be a wide receiver. I think the Patriots would be a team that does that. I mean, they already have Christian Gonzalez. They have some good corners. It's wide receiver more help more that they need.
Yeah, you bring up a good point about just what exactly with Travis Hunter. And that is a fair question. To me, if I'm a team that's bad, I just go, why not? We're bad anyway. Let's just see what you can do and experiment with it. Because to me, that's where the Patriots are. They are experimenting. They have invested in a quarterback of the future with Drake May. And so I definitely agree they would play Hunter at wide receiver because they need wide receiver. But I also do think a team maybe I'd be interested to see what the Jaguars do, but with New England, I think definitely wide receiver, but they'd also let him play corner and just kind of see, okay, what can he do and figure that out? Because that to me is the excitement and potential with Travis Hunter, because we talk about Ohtani and him playing both ways. And I know it's very different, but just that almost saving money with two positions for one price before he got his record-setting deal. To me, you have the potential of that with Travis Hunter, so you don't have to pay a corner. I don't think he could be a star at both ends. Like you talk about with Dion, he only had 500 receiving yards, and he was mostly playing on the defensive end. But to me, that's something that you can at least explore when you're a team as bad as the Patriots. Even the Giants, because the Giants had the number 2 overall pick and went Saquon. But that was when they had a quarterback. So the Giants, to me, are a wild card, but I see them going quarterback, and it really looks like they are tanking because why else do you choose DeVito over Drew Lock when you pay Drew Lock? And they just seem to be a mess, and there's a lot of culture issues, and I don't see that being fixed. And I don't see the Giants firing the ball. I do think I can see Jacksonville firing Peterson during the end of the season. Same thing. Well, I guess not. With Carolina, it seems I don't see another team firing their coach and that team leading to wins. Because usually after a team fires their head coach, the team wins the next game. Just maybe it's kind of just a new voice and they get it for a couple games or one game. So yeah, so it looks like we're in agreement with the Giants, and I feel like Jacksonville wins because Doug Peterson is a good head coach. It's just they've dealt with injuries, and then they're inconsistent.
Yeah, it's really going to come down to can they get healthy enough to win a game, and I think that's definitely possible, and I think they're not going to try to lose every game the rest of the season.
Yeah, I think that's a great point. So that is all we have. Let us know your final thought. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. We appreciate you listening, and be on the lookout for more episodes from Outsiders Opinions.